Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. I'm Inaya Syairah. Now I want to present you about explaining second language learning. And for the table of contents, they have the behaviorist perspective, and the second the innatist perspective, and the third is the cognitive perspective, and the last is the socio-cultural perspective. And the first topic is the behaviorist perspective. Behaviorist theory explains learning in terms of imitation, practice, reinforcement, or feedback on success, and habit formation. And for second language applications, mimicry and memorization, their influence was felt indirectly in the development of widely used audiolingual teaching materials and in teacher training. Classroom activities emphasized mimicry and memorization, and students learn dialogue and sentence pattern by heart. Because language development was viewed as the formation of habits, it was assumed that a person learning a second language would start off with the habits formed in the first language and that these habits would interfere with the new ones needed for the second language. Thus, behaviorism was often linked to the contrastive analysis hypothesis. And the second topic is the unitist perspective. Chomsky argued the united knowledge of the participants of universal grammar permits all children to acquire the language of their environment during a critical period of their development. Well, Chomsky didn't make specific claims about the implication of his theory for second language learning. And the next, second language application, Carson's monitor model. Perhaps the best known model of second language acquisition influenced by Chomsky's theory of first language acquisition is Stephen Carson's 1982 monitor model, first described in early 1970, at that time when there was growing dissatisfaction with language teaching methods based on behaviorism. Carson described his model in terms of 5 hypotheses. The third topic is the cognitive perspective. The cognitive perspective is psychology focused on how the interaction of thinking, emotion, creativity, and problem-solving abilities affect how and why you think the way you do. And the next, information processing. Cognitive psychologists working in an information processing model of human learning and performance see second language acquisition as the building up of knowledge that can eventually be called on automatically for speaking and understanding. And the next, usage-based learning. As seen in the discussion of first language acquisition in Chapter 1, cognitive psychologists, unlike innatists, see no need to hypothesize the existence of a neurological module dedicated exclusively to language acquisition. And the next, the competition model. Elizabeth Betts and Brian McWhinney, 1981, described the competition model as an explanation for both first and second language acquisition that takes into account not only language form but also language meaning and language use. And the next, language and the brain. Another area of work within but not limited to the cognitive perspective in concern with language learning and the brain, some of the questions investigated include whether first and second language are acquired and represented in the same areas of the brain and whether the brain processes second language input differently from first language input. And the next slide, second language application, interacting, noticing, processing, and practicing. The interaction hypothesis research have argued that conversational interaction is an essential, if not sufficient, condition for 2LA. Research studied the way in which speakers modify their speech and their interaction pattern in order to help learners participate in a convo or understand meaning in a new language. Long and Crescent said that comprehensible input is necessary for long essay. Long focused on how input could be made comprehensible. And the next, the noticing hypothesis suggests that nothing is learned unless it has been noticed. Noticing is the starting point of learning. Acquisition and learner needs to be aware of particular features in input. Guest described a learning process that begins when learners notice something in the second language that is different from what they expected or that fills a gap in their knowledge of the language. Next, input processing. Research observed many cases of students misinterpreting sentences. E.g., English-speaking students had trouble with Spanish because they needed to learn that in Spanish, a pronoun precedes the verb, and not really on word order alone. Conflict between word order and form. Van Pater argued that the problem arose in the part from the fact that learners have limited processing capacity and cannot pay attention to form and meanings at the same time. And the last topic is second language applications, learning by talking. Extending Vygotsky theory to second language acquisition, Jim Lentoff, 2000, Richard Donato, 1994, and others are interested in showing how second language learners acquire language when they collaborate and interact with other speakers. Traditionally, the ZPD has been understood to involve an expert and a novice. However, recent work has broadened the theme to include novice or learner interaction. I think that's all from me. Thank you so much for your attention. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.